You felt the silence like a weight. Not just the absence of words, but the echo of something once vibrant now concealed by fear. And still, your heart refuses to forget. The angels come today not to speak of endings, but of what was written before either of you knew each other's names. They whisper that this isn't just a connection, it is a continuation. He tries to forget. He tries to move on. But there is no forgetting what the soul remembers. There is no silence loud enough to bury the voice of love echoing within his spirit. You were placed in his path for a reason far greater than either of you imagined. Not to complete him, but to awaken him. Not to rescue him, but to reflect his own divine capacity to feel. The angels say, you touched the part of him that still believed he was unworthy of deep love. And now, the weight of your light is unbearable to ignore. This man, yes, the one you think of in the stillness, is facing the one thing he never wanted to see, that his heart chose you, even before he understood why. And now, in quiet prayers he never says aloud, he asks the heavens to show him if it's still possible. Still real. Still his. You were not a chapter. You were the revelation. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He walks around with a full heart and closed hands. Not because he wants to shut you out, but because his soul has been taught that love is dangerous. You've felt it, haven't you? That wall that rises the moment things get too close, too honest, too true. The angels say, he hides not because he doesn't feel, but because what he feels shakes the very foundation of who he believes he must be. He's been taught to survive through silence, to protect himself with detachment, to look away from the fire instead of stepping into its warmth. But your presence, it's unraveling him. Piece by piece, you are calling forth every wound he tried to forget. This is why he disappears. Why his affection feels uncertain. Why he runs when what he wants most is to stay. It's not rejection. It's fear dressed as control. It's love trying to fit into armor that no longer belongs to him. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't ask for too much. You just showed up with your heart in your hands, and he didn't know how to receive something so pure without breaking. The angels are near him now, softening his defenses. And they want you to hear this clearly, you were never too much. He was simply not yet ready to be fully seen. There's a part of you that keeps giving, even when your hands are empty. A part that hopes, waits, and silently wonders if loving him means losing yourself. The angels lean close now, their voices like wind through the trees. Do not dim your light to soothe someone else's darkness. You've been the anchor, the safe place, the unwavering presence in his storm. But who holds you when you need to be held? You were never meant to be the healer and the wound. Never meant to carry a love that leaves you feeling invisible. He sees your strength, but what he hasn't seen, what you've forgotten to show, is that you too need tenderness. You too deserve to be poured into. Let this be the moment you come back to yourself. To the woman who doesn't chase, because her presence alone is enough to stir the deepest parts of someone's soul. He may return. He may awaken. But your light is not a bargaining chip. Your love is not a waiting room. The angels ask you to remember, healing him cannot come at the cost of breaking yourself. He was not sent to replace your wholeness, only to witness it. Choose yourself. Not as revenge, but as reverence. He looks at you, and something in him trembles. Not because you are harsh, but because your presence reveals everything he's been hiding from. The angels say, you are the mirror, the light, the silent revealer of his truth. You've seen it, haven't you? That spark in his eyes when you share your feelings. The way he sometimes looks away, as if your love uncovers more than he's ready to confront. You didn't come to save him. You came to reflect what he's afraid to become, whole, open, surrendered. That's why he's distant one day and tender the next. Why he disappears when things start to feel too real. You awaken the part of him that remembers who he was before the world told him to shut down. And it terrifies him. Not because he doesn't want love, but because you show him what love looks like when it's sacred, when it's honest, when it's alive. He sees in you the version of himself he hasn't dared to become. He sees the boy who wanted to be chosen, the man who longs to be enough. But healing starts with acknowledgement. And you, without even trying, are showing him exactly what still needs to be healed. Stay radiant. Your truth is at work, even in silence. It begins in the quiet. In the way he lingers in your memory more than usual. In the strange pull he feels without understanding why. The angels reveal, he is awakening, not in a grand gesture, but in 1,000 invisible shifts. He thinks of you when he hears your favorite song. He dreams of your smile in places he's never visited with you. He catches himself wondering what it would feel like to try again. Not with anyone else, but with you. You are the thread that keeps tugging at his soul. Not to bind him, but to remind him of the home he never thought he'd find in someone else. This is not obsession. This is remembrance. His spirit is beginning to recall the truth his mind tried to bury. You were not just a phase. You were the moment his heart recognized itself through another. The awakening doesn't look like fireworks. It looks like softness. Like late-night thoughts. Like a quiet ache that refuses to leave. The angels are nurturing that seed now, watering it with grace, patience, divine timing. And even if he doesn't know how to say it yet, his soul is whispering it back to you. I see you now. I feel it. I remember. Let it unfold. Not on your timeline, but on heaven's. He returns like tides, unannounced, familiar, restless. Just when you begin to let go, something in him pulls him back to you. The angels explain, it's not confusion. It's a battle between the soul's longing and the ego's fear. He doesn't mean to hurt you. But love that awakens the soul often terrifies the mind. And so he runs. Then remembers. Then returns. This rhythm, this ache, is not your fault. You are not being punished. He is circling what he cannot yet hold. Because loving you means surrendering who he thought he had to be. There's a pattern in his silence. A rhythm in his return. It's the heart trying to heal through time. You are not a backup plan. You are the storm he cannot contain and the calm he cannot forget. Let the cycle play out. Don't make a home out of waiting. But don't curse your tenderness either. The angels show that something is shifting. This cycle isn't endless. It's the spiral path of someone slowly learning to face the depth of what they feel. So if he leaves again, know this, it's not rejection. It's preparation. For the day he comes back, not because he's afraid to lose you, but because he's finally ready to love you right. He didn't know love could feel like this. Not loud, not perfect, but like warmth that lingers even when you're no longer in the room. The angels say, your love is not noise, it's healing. It is the quiet answer to wounds he never dared to name. You didn't demand his transformation. You simply loved. And that was enough to stir something ancient in him. For years, he carried the weight of unspoken stories. Stories that taught him to expect abandonment, to fear softness. And then you came, with eyes that didn't judge and a presence that didn't rush. He didn't expect to feel safe. He didn't expect to want to be seen. But now, his walls begin to soften where your love has touched. He may not say it. He may not even know how. But every time you offered compassion instead of questions, every time you chose understanding over pressure, something inside him healed. The angels are clear. Love doesn't fix people. It reminds them they were never broken. And this is what you've done. Not with grand declarations, but with the steady flame of your heart. He will remember that. In the days he feels lost. In the nights he reaches for a memory to keep him warm. Because you didn't try to save him. You showed him he was worth saving. Not everything has to make sense now. The unanswered texts. The silent nights. The ache of a love that seems to move like fog, present, but untouchable. But the angels lean in gently tonight, and they speak not of delay, but of design. You are not lost, they whisper. You are on sacred ground. Even now. This connection, this dance between hearts, was never random. It was written in light long before either of you had names. Every pause has purpose. Every detour, a hidden grace. Even the longing, especially the longing, has been chosen as part of your soul's remembering. The angels show me him, restless, searching, not for someone new, but for the courage to return to what never left him. You. He doesn't know it yet, but his path is curving back to the moment his spirit whispered yes to you. Your prayers are not echoes. They are instructions in the heavens. Each tear, each breath of surrender, has moved things in the unseen. Trust this slowness. Trust the love that delays, not to deny you, but to deepen what is being prepared. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. Isaiah 55 verses 8-9. He wants to speak. He wants to say your name out loud in a room that doesn't feel safe. But his voice is still learning what softness sounds like. The angels whisper, there is love inside him, but it wears the armor of survival. He's loved before, and each time, it cost him something sacred. So now, even when his heart aches to open, his hands tremble at the idea of reaching. You've felt this, haven't you? That tension in his presence. Like he's holding back tears he doesn't understand, or building walls with words that say less than his eyes. He's not avoiding you. He's avoiding the flood that might come if he finally lets you in. Because loving you would mean undoing everything he built to keep from being broken again. But love, real love, asks for that. Not as punishment. As initiation. The angels are beside him now, gently unfastening the locks he once called strength. They are whispering to his spirit that vulnerability is not weakness, it is how heaven breathes through the human heart. And slowly, he is beginning to believe. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. You did not imagine this love. You did not misread the signs. And you were never asking for too much. What you felt was real, not just in you but in him. The angels wrap you now in a silence that comforts, not confuses. A stillness that finally lets your heart rest. Because this is not about control anymore. Not about timing. Not about effort. It's about letting the sacred run its course. He may come. He may still be learning how. But you, beloved soul, you are no longer waiting in emptiness. You are choosing faith over fear. Wholeness over wondering. And that is love too. He felt it. He still feels it. But now, it's time to release the outcome. And hold only the truth. What's meant for you will never need chasing. What's divine cannot be lost. The angels speak now one final time. Be still. What is yours is already on its way. You've done your part. You've shown up. And now, you let the heavens carry the rest. Let this be your prayer. I surrender what I cannot force. I receive what is aligned with my highest peace. And I remember, some love stories aren't over. They're just waiting for the soul to say yes again.